Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it to get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here out of Sunset Gower Studios with United Broadcasting Network. And then every Saturday at 2 on my syndicated CNBC NBC News Radio channel KCAA. That's on AM 1050, FM 102.3, and FM 106.5, and then anytime on demand on iHeartRadio. And this is a show about hope and happiness. Therefore, there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K words at all, no Kardashian talk whatsoever, because I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time, not 100. If it's 100, you're dead. We don't want that. So it's 88. 8's a lucky number in Chinese. In Mandarin, it's a homonym for good fortune, in case you're just tuning in for the first time. So that's why I want you to be double good fortune happy. And so I have guests and topics to that end. If you've missed any of them from my 340, what is it today? 345th? I think, consecutive week on the air, on camera. Just go to YouTube, subscribe for free, and then you can delight in all of my past guests from Marianne Williamson to Marianne from Gilligan's Island. And first, as usual, I'm going to give a peace shout out. I've missed you. I've been traveling on book tour to the Great White North in Canada, and I combine business and pleasure, or pleasure and pleasure. So a shout out to my beautiful mom, who's 84 years young and is just having a little bit of difficulty with Parkinson's, but it's all going to be good. We've got people helping her, and she's in great spirits. And I got to sing to all of her mates there at Richview Manor. Peace in, peace out. Shout out to all of the lovely, beautiful people there, both staff and residents, and I got to sing for them, which was lovely. So also, peace in, peace out to all the wonderful people who came to Chapters Indigo Bookstore, largest bookstore in Canada, completing my dream to be signing in every major bookstore in North America. And then I spoke at the Toronto CSL, Center for Spiritual Living. Incredible people. Thank you, Rev, for letting me take your pulpit while you were away. And then I got to meet amazing people and do a workshop there as well. And also the amazing people, going Christmas shopping. I got to meet two beautiful young women who are now on my Instagram. I got at the airport, I got to meet Kim. I'm not going to say it because I can't get it right. But beautiful people who recognize me from my book cover and were kind enough to say wonderful words. And today, I am. Are you like me? And if I did a word association with you and I said workout, fitness, and if you're a person that's like, yay, I love it, I want to do it, just tune out. Today is about me and my blocks to my own natural reaction. If you say workout, I'm like, gotta go, tons to do, sorry, see you later, have a great time. So I figured, I had to bring in the big guns because I'm a little bit on the stubborn side. And so I have a choir brother. He's in my Agape International Spiritual Center choir. Are you a terrible tenor?
I'm an amazing
a tremendous tenor.
I'm a tremendous tenor.
I'm a first soprano diva.
Yes.
Then there's the spectacular seconds, and then there's it's all about the bass. So that's how and the alto nation. Alto nation. They're going to kill me for do that.
All those.
So he and I actually don't know each other that well, but we get in trouble almost all the time because he's as shy as I am. Sarcasm is another service. that I offer. So when he came out with this new book, I'm like, okay, now it's time to get to know him. And what better way to get to know you than on camera and on air? So let me read you a little bit about him. Teddy Bass is a certified member of the National Academy of Sports Medicine and actively continues his studies at National Fitness. And I was focusing on Pilates, nutrition, physiology, strength training, flexibility, and biomechanics. Teddy has been a spiritual therapist at Agape for over 15 years. Teddy's life journey as a dancer and personal trainer for over 23 years has facilitated his life work to assist people in getting their vibrant, authentic lives back. And I was surprised to find out that he has some pretty name brand clients like Cameron Diaz, Christine Applegate, and Lucy Liu. So without further ado, please welcome to my studio, Teddy Bass. Woo!
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to finally sit with you and not be in trouble.
Yeah. See,
or who knows? We haven't finished yet.
Yeah, we haven't. I know. So just before we start, I forgot to tell you ahead of time. Because this goes to NBC after today's live broadcast, no bad words. Otherwise, $20,000 fine. Not that you wouldn't, but you may inspire me to drop a couple. So I'm just warning both of us.
No bad words. I have to pay my son $1 every time I use those. So I've tried to be really well.
Good.
I just do it in the car, in traffic.
In traffic, yes. At certain people cutting you off.
Right.
Yeah. So okay. So let's start. There's so many places.
There's so many places to go.
So where do you want to start? Well, I guess the first thing is, have you always been fit?
That's such an amazing question.
Thank you.
Fit means so many things to me.
Okay.
You know, my brother-in-law tried to get me to work out when I was 15.
Yep.
And I got sick. I threw up. And then Ricky decided to do it again, who's my older sister's husband. Kind of like a father figure to me. And then at 17, he tried again, and I got sick. So then I ended up going to college and started my career working out at 21.
So you were a late bloomer.
I was a late bloomer in the gym because I just didn't get it. I didn't know breath. I didn't know nutrition. I didn't know all of those things.
Yeah. So why, you notice I'm not paying you, but I'm your client today.
Okay, perfect.
So why would someone like it? I get it, makes sense. It's good for you. You know, you should be doing that.
There's no shoulds.
I know. I should on myself quite a bit.
Yeah, we don't should on ourselves.
That's my critic, my internalized critic. But I mean, so it's good for your health. It's good for your body. It helps you make you feel good about the way you look. Why isn't that enough? Like, why isn't that enough for someone to go, okay, let's get up and go and let's work out? Because like New Year's is coming, New Year's resolution, everybody's gung-ho, and I think the statistic is by the third week, like 80% are off.
Well, I think for me, the first thing I think of when people start to work out, it's all external. Because they're doing it for other reasons. They're doing it for someone else. They're doing it for the clothes they want to wear. They're doing it for those people that we're not going to mention on your show because of that impression that people have on social media. But I think my book and where I operate in my life is that you have to do it for how it makes you feel. Because if you do it for how you look, that means you're not happy with how you look. So I have some friends of mine who aren't in the best shape. And I've had some breakdowns with them recently because I said, love yourself how you are.
Yeah.
And then you're going to easily get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
And yes, it's about wearing the right clothes and you look good in it and everything. Would you look at me and think that I needed to lose any weight?
No.
Great. Well, guess what? I was 155 pounds over the summer. My son was out of town. I just worked out. I just did so much work. And then 2 months ago when my book was about to be released, I looked in the mirror and I was like, I don't like that view of what happened with me lifting heavier weights. So I got a dear friend of mine, Carl, who owns a wonderful company for food delivery, and I went on a cleanse. You wouldn't know it. Most people wouldn't. I lost 15 pounds. But I feel so good in my body now. And it makes me feel good, and that sounds really weird, but at 53, I can look in the mirror and people are like, I can't believe you're 53. But it's about how you make you feel. So people do other things like drugs or alcohol or things to escape their reality. But how great would it be to go to the gym or go outside in the park and walk and exercise and be so endorphin elated that you can actually enjoy your life
Right.
instead of avoiding it.
Right. But, put the moose on the table, my
Okay.
Canadian version of elephant in the room.
Please.
I feel great about life. I love life. I love my life. I love, 88% of everything that I get to do. And the one area, and I've talked about this on the air before, with Janine Roth came on, best-selling author
Right.
of Women Food God, and other experts. And I can't say I love my body where it is, because as soon as I say it, my internal thing goes, liar, liar, pants on fire. You don't look good now. You don't look like you did when you were modeling. I put my modeling picture, I had been, I just moved, and I actually put it away because it was depressing me looking at my body when I was Miss Hamilton or Miss Hawaiian Tropic and all of that. I mean, it's depressing looking and saying, I will never look like that again. And how can I possibly love the way I look now? Which, by the way, I love myself with my clothes on. I mean, I think I look pretty good. But, it's false advertising. As soon as you take your clothes off, it's like, I don't want to look. I don't want to look. And I know that I'm not alone. I know that
Right.
I'm speaking for a lot, especially women who are super critical.
And I think that the largest issue that people face
Yeah.
is being alone with themselves.
Yeah, totally.
and
I mean,
so-
I like myself with my clothes on.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just imagine loving yourself naked. Because the thing is, comparison is our worst enemy. So why can't you look at those pictures of yourself back then and go, wow, I was amazing and I was beautiful and I am now, and take that momentum and then get to a place where you want to be? Do you see that you're resisting your own change and your own growth because you still put those pictures away in denial? When in reality, if you just admit it, Reverend Michael always says, the worst thing about fear is fear itself. So if you step into it, then it breaks it down, and the power that it has over you gets to be busted out. So I just tell people, I have a client who I've been training for a couple of months, and she couldn't look in the mirror and say, I love you.
Yeah.
And I said, well, not many people can.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
True. I cried the first time I tried to do that.
And so I said, promise me you'll do it 7 times a day without resistance. Guess what? I caught her in the gym yesterday, walking in front of the mirror going, and I said, I'm sorry, what did you just say? And she goes, well, I love her. And I said, see, and it's not about the fact that you wanted to lose 15 pounds, but you've lost a couple.
Yeah.
So meet yourself where you are, because there's no other you. You is you, and you being in another room or 20 pounds lighter, it's still going to be the same you. So you might as well love you how you are, and then the journey to go where you want to be is going to be so much easier. Because it's just a thought away. But we want to avoid. No, I want to be that. And I want to compare. I want to look like that body. No, be who you are and how you want to be.
Yeah.
You know? I guess I'm getting a new client from this interview, aren't I?
Yeah, you would throw Big Brother at me too, right? If you've just tuned in and you're wondering who's yelling at me today, it is the fabulous Teddy Bass, who's just as shy as I am and as animated and in trouble with me. He is the author of a new book called Affirm Fitness, and he's here to help us all maintain our New Year's resolution to get healthy. So, Teddy Bass,
Yes, ma'am.
When is there a there in this? Like, some people say, if I hit this certain weight or this certain body size, and if I don't look like the magazine cover, then I'm really fat. So what is the personal goal for everyone is not a size, is what I'm hearing from you.
It is not.
Okay. So how do I know when I've got it? When I'm there?
In all honesty, I feel like when you can look in the mirror and there's not
Revulsion.
19 bags of luggage that you've carried all your life. I made a statement to someone recently. I said, my goal in life is to get on an airplane with only one bag in the overhead compartment, because that's a life lived with low baggage. And we all are carrying so much of our past with us. And until you can literally cut the umbilical cord from that and complete a lot of old relationships and stories that we've even told with ourselves, like a little bit of inner guidance and someone telling you how you're supposed to look or what you're supposed to be. I mean, it's hard these days to be out of shape. Because someone has
Especially in
preconceived what shape
California.
is. Oh my God. I mean, I am out of shape in California.
Yeah.
I go to the gym every day and I should be 20 pounds heavier, more muscular, and I should wear clothes that literally I was poured into.
Yeah.
But I let that go because that's not an image that I want to attain to.
Yeah. And then, so if you're like me and saying, oh my God, if you feel that way and you look the way you do, how the heck am I supposed to feel? Because I'm nowhere close to that. So how do you answer that?
What I try to say is it's an inside job. So if you can love who you are from the inside out, then all of that resistance that you had to actually getting in shape, to me, shape means that you are comfortable in your own body. So I have a dear friend. She is so beautiful, and she's a plus size model. And she was in LA doing a lot of work, and then all of a sudden her career blew up about 3 months ago. And I have to be really honest. For a moment, I was like, oh my God, she was so pretty. And this was an inside story. And I would hope she would listen to this show, but I hope she doesn't.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, in my mind, I was judging her thinking she would be so much prettier if she was just a little smaller.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I caught myself. And so I think that with my book coming out, it's really a great place for me to release my own judgment of what people should look like so that I can be the person that they can stand in front of and they can release their own judgment. So with you and I right here, I would want you to release whatever image that you had of yourself so that can be annihilated. And right now you can be like, fit for me is to be able to go to the gym 2 or 3 days a week, to do cardio and not say that I don't have time, that there's not enough energy, that I've got so many things to do, so that you would put fitness as a self-care issue, that it would be something that you desire to do, and there's no goal in the insight that you have to maintain. Oh, I want to be 30 pounds lighter. No, I just want to feel better about myself and have more energy, because that's what happens. You get more energy. You get more time back.
I have a lot of energy.
Well,
though.
yes, but imagine what it would be like if you actually got to do some cardiovascular and actually got your heart
Well,
rate up.
I do swim. So let's
Great.
let's
Okay,
be
so let's be
about
honest.
that.
Let's be
be
real
honest.
here.
I actually
I'm
do
real on my
swim.
show.
I am like I'm a recovering fitness allergist, but I do swim and I do love swimming and it feels really good.
Good.
But it is, I travel as well, and so the first thing that goes is any kind of routine that I have. And then getting back into the habit is where I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow, or, oh, let's start on Monday, or, oh, and so it's that, how do you balance that out with loving yourself where you are and not shoulding yourself and still, that's why it's like, someone said, you always feel better after you work out, but that resistance to even start to try is where it's like walking through molasses.
Right.
But then when you do it and then you go, wow, why was that so difficult to do? Because it really feels good.
Because in that, there's choice. And the resistance disempowers you from the choice and the choice to be motivated to do something. And I think there's an inner motivator that we all have, and that's how people used to say that I was a super motivator. It wasn't that I was motivating them, it's that I was trying to help facilitate people seeing their brilliance within themselves. And that's what I love to do because, look, there's millions of Americans that don't want to work out.
Yeah.
And you don't have to. The reality is, I used to say as a joke, working out is fun. And all my clients are like, no, it's not. But do something that you love. You don't have to go into a gym and lift weights. Sit on the couch and do 20 squats between commercial breaks. Standing up 20 times is a squat, but people have to make it exercise. You go to the pool and you swim, but that's something you love. So something you're passionate about, hiking.
I'm allergic to hiking.
Oh, trust me, the dust kills me, but that's why, It's fun. I like the view. I like the perspection, your perspective that gets to shift when you're up there and you see the whole city with a little bit of smog and
Yeah, you know, I'm teaching at the New Year's retreat, and it's at Joshua Tree, and I'm like, oh, how am I gonna do that one? But so if I were your client, what would you tell me? Like, give me like three things to do, and I might do them after the show.
The first thing I would ask you is to seek out a few goals that you have in mind, realistic.
To be comfortable in my own skin. I mean, that's number one. Like, to be able to have my clothes off and look in the mirror and not cringe.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the second thing I'd ask you is, I wouldn't ask you what you eat or how you eat, but I would ask you to carry a journal around for 2 weeks. And I'd like you to write down everything that you eat without going back.
Okay.
So just literally write it all down.
As I'm
you're
eating. Okay. So there's the other thing. I think one of the delights of life is great food.
Oh,
and I
it's
love
amazing.
tasty food. And I don't necessarily like most of the foods that I like. Well, most of them are Asian. And most Asian foods is not that bad for you. Like, there's no Krispy Kreme in the middle of a Chinese, meal.
Did you notice what she said? She said bad. So with food, the horrible thing that people do is this is good and this is bad. It's about moderation. I can tell you sushi on end with rice, carbohydrates, which for most people, they can't process it. So sashimi would be better. There's just so many things, good or bad. Pasta's not bad, but people who eat it for 3 meals a day, guess what?
Yeah.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the flip side. And I think what I recommend by writing things down is it makes you become accountable. Wow, I eat things that really, bag of M&Ms, chips,
Yeah.
salad dressing. So it's just being aware. Once you're aware of something, you can then look back and go, oh, wow, look. And then I try to look at the writing with them and say, look, if you just change these few choices in the next 2 weeks,
Yeah.
you're going to make a huge difference. You don't even need to go to the gym. Because I will be honest with you, I never like to say this because then I lose clients. Just kidding. But the reality is, I tell people it's 95% what you eat.
Is it?
It is because your body's a machine.
Yeah.
You burn 1,500 calories just throughout your day. But how many people do you know eat 1,500 calories a day? Not many.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
many.
That's
So-
one meal at a drive-through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, things are tight a lot and around the world with finances and people struggling. And so unfortunately, and I won't say any names, but certain restaurants that have a drive-through window where you can order, pay, and pick up and leave, guess how those people eat?
Over 1,500.
They eat seated.
They eat what?
Seated.
Oh, seated.
In their car in a sedentary position. So
Which
that
is
means
bad.
they ordered, ate, and paid for higher calories than ever normal, and it was inexpensive. So isn't it odd that fast foods are the downfall of our eating society? And the reality is you can make another choice. There's so
Yeah.
many grocery stores that have less expensive, more healthy meals already prepackaged. But people,
They want
they get so caught in the story. Yeah, it's like, I can't, I don't have time. I don't want to. But
Yeah.
if Trader Joe's had a drive-through, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it would be amazing for me.
Yeah.
Because so many people would make a different choice.
Right.
And the other thing that I try to tell people, as my client, I'll tell you, is do something every day.
Well, I do a lot every day.
No, but do something that would actually
Being brown.
look as though it was in the direction of your goal. And you will see that if that means that in this moment, today you didn't have the rice on the sushi, or you didn't have a sushi bowl with the rice. That's a choice that you made for yourself. I'm not telling you to go to the gym and work out for an hour.
Right.
Just one day, every day, make a choice that continues in the back of your mind to support you in what you really desire in your life. Because
Yeah.
people don't know what they want, number one.
Yeah.
Get clear on what you want, and then the universe is going to help conspire to that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. I want the body I had when I was modeling.
well, is that realistic?
No,
I asked you
but I
for a
still want
realistic
it.
goal. Well, I want it too because she was fine. But see, I get to I get to change my perception and see your beauty and glow now as you are.
Yeah. So 50 tips to a fitter, more wholesome you is the name of Teddy Bass's book. And Body, Mind, Spirit, he covers it all. If you are at all interested in getting the book, how do they get it?
The easiest way is go to teddybass.com/book. And that will take you right to the purchase site on Amazon.com. But I also have, if you go to teddybass.com/free28, I did a 28-day meditation. No longer, I think the longest is 11 minutes and between 9 and 11 minutes. And it's free. You just sign up, leave your email address, and you can have a 28-day meditation.
There you go.
So there again, there's the other thing I would ask is what is their practice? Do they meditate? Are they actually praying or have some type of faith in their life that actually supports their goals?
Well, I do, definitely.
Yes, you do.
I know that my biggest enemy is that stubborn, clinging BS belief system that says I am only attractive when I looked like that. And that's, the name of my show is Take My Advice. I'm not using it, right? Because I'm not perfect and I'm not supposed to be perfect, but this is the
love that word.
12% that gets in my way.
But does it get in your way, or is there some form or sense of reality that you connect with? I know I say that word a lot, reality, but being real, REAL versus REEL as a movie. So you're playing in this movie that you're so caught in that if you just pushed pause for a second, you just said perfection.
Yeah.
And I just got the biggest hit in the last 2 weeks. How about progress versus perfection? Because you said it before we went on air, that perfection would be 100% and you'd be dead. So if you don't have anything to strive for in that 88%, then what's really life worth living? So I'm grateful that in the listening that we're doing with each other, we can have an expansion within ourselves.
Yeah.
Like I just saw a shift within you. Maybe it wasn't from something I said, but maybe it was something that you got me to reflect back to you. And that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Support yourself by people around you that want to support you in your growth, not in your dismay.
Not in your dearth.
Yeah, exactly.
your dearth or your death. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
The terrific tenor brother I have in my agape choir burrito, my love burrito.
Right, the music that uplifts us and keeps us reminded.
Yeah. I'll do a little commercial. You'll have to come to Agape on Christmas Eve. We'll be on stage under the direction of our new choir director, Mary Ann Lewis, my girlfriend. Woo-hoo! And we'll be singing, and there's going to be lots of different. So you're all invited to meet Teddy and I off stage after the show, and we'll do some
salsa dancing.
Yeah. There's some great
Christmas
footage
swing.
of us. Somebody was showing it the other day of us dancing. That was
Imagine
years
that.
ago. Years ago.
We need to bring that up.
We do. And it is time at the middle of or at the bottom of the show to thank the sponsors who make this show possible. And the first one is someone who we both love so much, who does a lot to help people with their flow. And that's LaDonna Bennett. Peace in, peace out. And her fabulous husband, Cal Bennett, who plays the
saxophone.
He's been mentioned in movies, and it's been great. We have some great folks there. So we'll be right back in 2 and 2. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. That's world peace through inner peace. Want to wrap up your holiday shopping in one stop? Come to Timeless Treasures Boutiques December 6th through 9th and 13th through 22nd at the 6905 Warner Avenue location in Huntington Beach for unique, personalized gifts for everyone on your list. Free parking, admission, coffee, and access to over 100 artisans with unique and affordable arts and crafts for your home or gifting. More at timelesstreasuresboutiques.com. Do you feel blocked? Do you want to be more in the flow in every area of your life? Then try Colonics with LaDonna at Universal Flow. Colonics will help you with clear skin, clear thinking, bloating, and cravings. It's an ancient and new thought practice that allows one to reconnect with their true self. Go to www.universalflowinc.com and schedule your first step to a new you today. And we're back. And you are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at Naturally High Noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios, where Murder, She Wrote and Scandal are filmed. But there is no scandal here. I'm also Saturdays at 2 on my syndicated CNBC News Radio channel, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5. And everywhere on iHeartRadio. And today we are talking about how to really love yourself. I'm realizing this is less about fitness per se, but all about loving yourself, body, mind, spirit, soul. Emphasis on body, definitely. And the master trainer here today is Teddy Bass. And you get extra. We usually don't have applause coming back. What's up, Tony?
Well, I appreciate it, Tony, and all you out there.
So the book Affirm Fitness. So you have 50 different tips. I'm sure you just gave me 4 or 5 of them.
Probably.
What's the one tip that you can give someone who really, 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 and I have pictures in my mind of people right now who really hate their body size and they don't like it, but anytime someone says anything to them, they get super defensive, like, you're not the boss of me, and how could you be so cruel, and why would you? And I say that because when I get people who say, give me some advice, what should I do? And I know that their knees hurt because there's so much excess weight. They can't finish a walk with other people. And at the same time, it's none of my business, right? Because it's personal. But what's the tip that you would give someone like that doesn't offend them, but can help in that direction?
It's such an interesting question. I generally don't give them a tip. I literally offer myself to them. Is there any way that I can support you in any area or anything that you're going through? Because if you think about it, they always hear that question. They always hear a tip about their weight. So then you're immediately setting them up for the defense. And in all honesty, some people are okay there. And when we're not ready to hear something, we're not going to hear it.
Right.
So then, in all honesty, it makes us look at ourselves.
Yeah.
What is it in us that is triggered or bothered by someone who's choosing to have excess weight on them? And the word obesity is, it's pretty profound because right there it sets up judgment and it sets up a lack of communication between the two of you. So I just try to connect with people on a level where you can be supportive. And you know what I do for a living. If there's any way I can ever be there for you, please let me know. And if I were going to give a tip, I would probably ask them to give me one thing that they're grateful for in their life. And then the second thing I'd ask them is, what is it? If you could have a goal, what would it be? And let me hold that for you in consciousness and support you in any way. And then I don't ask for an answer because they never really know. So if that goal tends to be fitness related or not, diet related or not, then you're there for them. But what I try to do is I try to start the conversation because it's an interesting one. Yeah, because we know several people. Yeah, and every person is different in how they hold their stress and how they hold their pain or how they hold it. And I'm fortunate in this area, in this place in my life where I am, that I've done a lot of work and I've seen how I hid behind my body. Right. And I was, everything's cool. I've got a great body. Well, guess what? I 6 years single parent that I love that job more than anything. But now, finally, after making choices in my life, I can actually have what I want. And I think that's the thing. people go after what they need, not what they want and truly desire. So if we have focused on what we want, if I want to support someone in my life, then you're really going to be there for support them. But if you really want to change someone, we know that you're setting yourself up for failure right away.
Yeah,
So
totally.
change the direction at which you approach the people.
So sizeism, looksism, judgment, all of that. So I'm gonna throw down some statements that I have both heard or carry myself. I won't tell you which, but so one is I've heard people say, there's nothing wrong with being overweight. There's nothing wrong with being obese. Everybody should be comfortable where they are. And it's, this whole fitness industry or the looksism industry or the magazines are just making it increasingly more judgmental towards people who are bigger and wear plus sizes or are heavier. Okay. So that's one. Then there's the medical data that says when you're overweight, you stress out your heart, you stress out your lungs, you stress out your joints, and that there's whole complications on that. And, if you have some kind of nerve-related pain, it would be better if you lost 40, 50 pounds because that would alleviate that. Diabetes related to weight. All of that, and it's not fair that we're paying for healthcare for people who can't take the discipline and the responsibility to manage their own health. So we've got that. So
my head is like swimming right now because you gave me so much material. I'm like, wow. I'm burning calories as I sit. So
good. You're welcome.
I mean, thank you so much. I think where I would start first is, again, good or bad versus REAL. The fact is, most people don't want to address their own lives. So if you think about it, social media is the most beautiful and yet the most destructive distraction that we have on the planet right now.
Yeah.
I have an 11-year-old, and I'm so grateful that he'll put on something on Instagram once in a while. He's not on Facebook, but it's just sharing with our family. I know everyone who's on there. But the fact that I even get on there, on my own page, the people that I've followed, and I start comparing myself. So I have to take a time out. Time out, no more. But imagine if someone is isolated, they're anorexic in their thoughts of being with other people, then they're not going to listen to someone else, and they've spent all of their lives validating where they are.
Yeah.
So the medical terms, the medical reality, the studies, all of that really doesn't matter to them. So, and I don't want to say a them, because we're all unhealthy in certain areas of our lives.
Yeah.
Those people's seeming in this moment situation is the weight. So I always look at it like weight is WAIT or WEIGHT. So instead of me addressing that person's size, I'm going to address them. What are you waiting on to have, do, be, and get everything you want in your life? Then it's a new conversation. So if I can start a new conversation with someone, then maybe I can get past that boundary that they have against themselves or I have against them. Because if you look at it, the biggest thing happening in our society right now is no one's connecting.
Right.
It's like blah, 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 blah. Oh, hi, look at me. Me. I've got my Instagram. I've got my website. I'm on this show. It's like, but the reality is I love people who are like you, who are actually really trying to make a difference and reaching people and talking about subjects that are uncomfortable. A lot of people don't want to talk about WEIGHT.
Correct. And
in either way. And our world that we live in is on extremes. You're either a Republican or you're a Democrat. Well, what about the in-between? No one wants to be on the in-between.
Right.
I'm on the in-between trying to support people to get back in the middle so they can actually address themselves.
Yeah.
Because we're so far one way or the other that we're off balance.
Right.
And that's, I think, what I and this book and what my platform is trying to create balance in people's lives so they can actually return back to themselves. Because we lose who we are based on what other people want or expect from us.
Right.
And so it's like,
That was great. That was great.
Thank you.
That you're welcome.
That was your prayer that prayed us in.
There you go. Yeah, because that's why I say it's all about balance. And I think the shift that I'm stabilizing or anchoring right now for myself is, it really isn't about, like I just feel like I want to do it right now and just sort of like everything aside and taking that breath and go, am I really okay in this moment with where I am as far as weight and size and all of that? Like,
Answer the question right now.
Really, really okay.
Are you?
88% of the time, yes, I am.
So
Yeah.
you went back to a story. You were so right there. Now,
Mm-hmm.
do you have 2 seconds? Doctor,
Yes.
in this moment, if I asked you, do you have all your needs met? Are you healthy, fit, happy, whole, and you love who you are? Answer the question. You're thinking.
Yes,
No.
88%.
Yes.
Yes.
So imagine
Yes.
if you stuck with the yes more than the 12%. So if people hung on to their yes,
But I'll tell you what's coming up.
Tell me.
So
Do.
so the voice says, "No, you really need to go to the gym and start a regimen to work out."
So if we're living in the know-
and do some weights to get stronger for sailing season and have some definition, so you're not embarrassed to take your clothes off. You don't always have to have the light off, and you can actually start dating again and not be embarrassed about your body. So all of that is in the 12%, which actually is more than 12%.
it's 100%, sweetie. So let's be real. So if you want to break it down and I can give you a little insight,
Yeah.
your 12% is 110. So let's go 110 versus none. So imagine if I invited you in this moment to just allow your yes to become so vibrant and loud within you, then all of that would dismay because you have a choice. It's like you put your hand up. So, and you put it like you were pointing to something. Well, that something doesn't really exist.
Well, it's my
You're-
critic. It's
you're-
my internalized
But
critic.
you're creating it. So imagine instead of pointing to it, grabbing it and go, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the passenger seat usually.
No, thank you. You are not my driver.
Yeah.
I have the wheel.
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel. But it's literally about. I know I say self
I've met
empowerment.
my match.
You know what? We're lovers of empowerment, and that's the whole thing. It's like imagine if people got their lives back, what the world would be like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not reacting. It's not reacting to that voice. It's not reacting to my critic. It's not arguing with it. It's like whatever, and I feel like doing this, or I feel like, because I've got all the, I had a hip replaced, and so I have some pain, and I can't do this, and I can't do that, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm tired of that. So I'm done. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
So can I ask you one more question?
Nope.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So in all of those moments where the critic's going off,
Yeah.
I have my practitioner gave me this amazing word a few years ago, and it's helped me so much. And I want to hear it with your accent because it's such a beautiful voice you have. Can you say the word interesting to me?
That's so interesting.
Oh, perfect. So imagine every time that voice starts going.
That's a Chinese
That's
expression.
so interesting.
Did you know that?
What?
When people say stupid stuff, you go, "That's so interesting," when you're actually saying that was stupid.
Wow.
But the Chinese way of saying it,
That's so funny.
that was a secret.
When I had my son, and a very dear friend of mine who was a client and now is a dear friend, we are bi-coastal. So she would listen to me always telling my son, say thank you. And she said to me, you need to stop.
Huh.
Because in the Mandarin culture, you don't teach a child gratitude or force them. You allow them to witness it. And I was shocked. And I remember being like, no. But I have to tell you, not until the last 6 months. 6 months. That's been 10 years I've had my child when we met because I adopted him. But literally, it was huge for me because now I witness it. If I expect something from my child, I have to literally embody it and be it as well. So for all your guests as well, be it.
There you go. Be it, do it. And the last question I ask all of my guests is, who or what are you the most grateful for besides your son? Because you already talked about your son. So I'm going to qualify.
You know, I actually, sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Oh, that's yay.
Sorry.
I love it. No, do not apologize. Okay, it's my turn to yell at you. Tears are the disinfectant that keep your heart soft. Thank you for blessing me with opening your heart on my show. I love it when people cry. Go ahead. I love it.
I'm really grateful for myself.
Yay!
I'm grateful for my willingness to say yes to all of the shifts and the transformations I've had in my life, so I can truly do what I desire to do, which is to help up level and uplift the planet.
That's so awesome.
So thanks for making me
That's
cry on
so
your
awesome.
show.
Yes, I did it. So that Asian Oprah giveaway, did we do that already?
We have not.
We have not. So you're giving away a copy of Affirm Fitness. I think I have a picture. Yes, you have it up already. Tony is right there. Beautiful cover, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's your body.
It is my body. A
Yeah,
dear friend
no
of
double.
Mine, a very dear friend of mine. And believe it or not, this is a little faded out on the book cover. It looks really good. So yes, that and should we throw in something else?
Absolutely.
Why don't you have one of your viewers kind of call in and actually accept a 30-minute phone practitioner session from me?
That's
Would
beautiful.
that be another giveaway great thing?
That would be a great thing. So
Awesome.
the
I'd love that.
first person to go on my Facebook and message me and say, I would like Teddy.
Yes.
We'll get
Please.
that free consult with him on any area of your life.
Perfect.
That body, mind, spirit. Is that
Beautiful.
good?
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
So so there's let's do the book on my website, the number 4 balance.org for the book, and then my Facebook for the consult.
Awesome.
That way, 2 Asian Oprahs. Thank you so much, Teddy Bass, Affirm
my pleasure.
Fitness.
Thank you.
And I knew that would go fast. I have very little time. I am going to quickly invite you to step up to my balance bar. And the big news is we are going to start up the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. A little bit different, if you've noticed, because of the book tour and all of the plethora of things that I get to do. There's been less time for the 21-day fast from complaining. However, we are going to all start together on the 1st of January because it's a great day for it, and all work together to try to support each other to not complain for 21 consecutive days. In order to do that, I need you to contact me. Go to the page, 21 Day Fast, click on it, sign up. We're over 8,000 now who have signed up since July 1st, 2011. And then get the app, 99 cents, great stocking stuffer. Give it to the people that you know need this app, probably more than you, to help them stop complaining for 21 days. I'm doing one more local book signing tomorrow at the Timeless Treasures Boutiques in Huntington Beach. Go to timelesstreasuresboutiques.com for more information on that. I'll be doing it tomorrow afternoon. I will be teaching Balanced Tai Chi Gong at the New Year's retreat. It's sold out. Sorry, can't go, but I just had to tell you that I was going. Also, I forgot to send you the picture. The big news is I get my first cover. I will be the cover on the cover of today's Executive Female magazine, and I'll have to put the picture up later. Go to my wall. It will be up very soon. For the holidays, a special coaching package just for you. 4 sessions for $497, which is less than 50% off of my regular, just because it's the holidays and I want you to be amped up as much as possible for 88% happiness. If you also want to use the time for branding or any kind of help with starting a new business or writing a book, I've been able to learn quite a few things in this trek towards the book and being a bestseller and in all the bookstores and how I did it. I'm happy to help you with that. So use the coaching sessions for that. all the people who already have 8 Ways to Happiness from wherever you are. If you don't already have a bestseller sticker that has happened since I hit number 1, please let me know and I'll send that to you, as well as one that says autographed by author. And please, I would love it. Only if you like the book, though. Write a review on Amazon. We're collecting that to widen my splatter zone. The media is looking for that. Christmas Eve, I talked about come join Teddy and I at Agape. We're at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills. And next week, we're going to have a holiday sing-along on the air. I think the first week we'll do the Charles Holt, and then we'll do the Stacey Amon from the past, because I know you're going to be working in your kitchen, so you'll have some beautiful music in the background. In case you didn't know, I'm a retired lounge lizard, so I love bringing people on to sing with me. And that is it for today's scintillating episode with Teddy Bass on Affirming Fitness. So remember, it's all about balance. Tune in next Tuesday for the live show. And then if you missed this, you're just tuning in now, tune in on Saturday at 2 on KCAA Radio, NBC, CNBC channel. Because it is, take my advice, I'm not using it, get balance with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, EI. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out. That's world peace through inner peace. Happy holidays.